label head, CEO, a man with many hats. Look, many hats in the music business. How many degrees you got?
I have just. I heard you earlier. I feel very blessed to hear all those accolades. But I went back to school and I just finished my bachelor's. That's it. I didn't get my master's, but it took me a while, you know. But I went and I finished, and I'm so thrilled that I just feel so happy that I had that experience of going back to school as an adult. That's a different kind of beast right there.
I'm sure it is. And you have a wonderful mix show called Mixtape Sessions.
That's right. At the Freedom Radio Hour, Eddie Nicholas and I are co-hosts.
And he is a label owner, and his name is Adam Cruz.
Hey everybody, big shout out to WFTU and Mr. Frankie.
Thank you, sir. I'm so glad you took the time out to come. You know, to be honest, I always wanted to have you here, even when I was here doing it live, but we never connected because, you know, you were doing the mixtape sessions. Also, I mean, and you were doing, you know, the artist thing and everything. So I kind of pulled from that. I would actually listen to you, how you interview artists, and just, you know, how you were very personable. So I took some of that, and I just, you know, I'm really grateful for you for just setting some things up for me.
Well, thank you so much for even listening. I had a wonderful time in that experience. It basically started as this coffee house idea, and I just had invited DJs to play, and then I started to ask them questions, and before I knew it, I had an interview-style radio show, sort of happenstance. It wasn't intentional, but I was intentional in trying to really understand where people are coming from. I wanted to get beyond the how you get started kind of questions. I wanted to get deeper into it. And, you know, and I got a lot of deep stories, people that lose loved ones, like you talked about this evening. You had a gentleman that lost his son.
Yeah, my man Dave B.
Dave B talked about that, and then we would talk about that at mixtape sessions. All these stories come out about people's personal lives and how it informs their art, which is DJing or producing or whatever. And so that sort of started the ball rolling. But thank you so much for listening, man. I really, really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, man. There was many a time in those early days, because, you know, I was just actually making the transition to FDU. So I was listening to mix shows like yours, a lot of Chicago mix shows. But of course, you know, the foundation started with BLS, John Robinson, Tony Humphries with Kiss FM, Frankie Crocker. That was the foundation. It's just that, you know, after I got born again, it was like I just wanted to do the things of God. And he called me. And just like I'm speaking to you now, you know, I said, God, you know, you gave me this gift of DJing, of putting music together. And you've drawn me out of certain crowds. What do you want me to do? And he said it just like I'm talking to you. He said, you're going to praise me through this music. And I'm going to bring people into your path and vice versa. Just do what I asked you to do. And all I said was yes. And, you know, and it hasn't just stopped with me because, you know, people think, oh, you know, that's just one person. No, if it stops with me, then I didn't do what God called me to do. I'm thankful for a show like Gospel Housing Authority that's going to be on at 1 a.m. doing what I do. I'm thankful for my man, he called earlier, Pat Rebel from Switzerland, playing gospel house music. Thankful for, I got brothers out in Russia playing gospel house music, you know, and there are not many, there's few in number, but Jesus only had a few disciples.
That's right. And there always has to be a beginning, right?
Yes. And you don't despise small beginnings.
That's right.
Now, another thing I admire about you is the business.
Oh, thank you.
The knowledge that you give about the music business. And how that, you know, certain things you should have in place. Real quick, because we only got 5 minutes and I haven't had Glenn speak yet.
Yes.
But I will. I got just like that. What are, like, the most important things that an artist, DJ, producer should know about the music business or even music ministry?
Well, I tell you, the biggest things that we're talking about on the Freedom Radio Hour is basically the biggest change in music business is the digitization of music. What's happening right now is we're in the middle of what's called the streaming wars. So if you're a DJ, a producer, or you're trying to sign a contract to put some records out or do something, I think the best thing you could do is understand your agreement, understand the climate of today, which is a lot of the music that we consume is online, as we know, through your mobile device, your phone, on YouTube, on Spotify. And what we're trying to highlight on the Freedom Radio Hour are ways in which the artist is making the music and these conglomerates are making billions off the back of the artist, and we're only seeing a fraction of a penny per stream. So every time you hear a song online and you stream it, we only get a fraction of a penny per stream every time you stream our song. So that's why you see lawsuits now where Pharrell, who had the biggest record, Happy, is suing YouTube because after billions of streams, he got a check for like $9,600. So what we're talking about on the Freedom Radio Hour is ways in which, as an artist and producer, you could at least know the pitfalls of the industry. Like if you sign a contract, we want to make sure you understand what are they doing to push you as the artist. Are you signing a 360 deal, which means that everything you do, merchandise, live gigging, music itself, all of that, the label takes a piece of. Are you aware of what that means? Do you understand things like what publishing is and what your royalty rates are? So the Freedom Radio Hour, I think, is our opportunity to give to the world some positivity. And we always talk about how God is a speaker of good news. You want to share good news about God. Mm-hmm. I want to share it through this radio station because I feel like that's part of my purpose on this earth. I think God showed me that part of what I need to do in my purpose is to be helpful to others.
Yeah, because once again, listening to you on mixtape sessions, I always got something about the music business. It was like, man, I never knew that. You know, and you put it very concrete, you put it very simple where, you know, a child could understand.
I appreciate that.
So that was one of the things I appreciate about your show. You know, and I'm glad you still continue to do that on the Freedom Hour. What is the web address?
Definitely check out freedomradiohour.com. Okay. We broadcast on FM radio in Africa. We're in East Africa and Sudan every Friday.
Oh, in Sudan?
Yep. And we, my business partner and I, Josh Milan. Shout out to Josh Milan.
Big shout out to Josh Milan.
I have him on the station as well. Eddie and I are co-hosts. And so we're taking over Africa one bit at a time. We've been here 3 seasons now with Capital Radio. So we're enjoying ourselves. So definitely check out mixtapesessions.com. Brand new single, Josh Milan, the Black Electronic EP.
Yes.
I'm
loving the single Church.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes.
Definitely check that out. And check out my brand new single, Diamond Girls, the Piranha Head remixes. That was a song about when I adopted my daughters and what that felt like after the adoption went through after 4 years of trying. So definitely check out mixtapesessions.com and freedomradiohour.com.
And Adam's got some beautiful girls. I've met them. They're lovely. You know,
babies right there.
They are. They are your babies.
Yeah. And my son just turned 3. So.
Yeah, and looking just like you.
I can. Curly top.
Without the hair.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, looks just like.
I know. Puerto Ricans, they have this funny thing. It's like you can't go on the street and not claim your son. They say it in Spanish. Okay. I'm like, why would you think I would go on the street and say this kid that looks just like me? That's not my son. So we laugh all the time because they're trying to say he looks so much like you. You could never deny that's not your son.
Which you can't. And I have to reiterate that. Don't you deny your son? Because I'm sorry, he looked just like Adam.
Well, I have to pivot to my man Slag Daddy because he is celebrating a big milestone. Slag Records, one of my favorite labels, is celebrating #1 with Dawn Tolman's Feel the Vibe.
Which we're going to talk about that after the top of the hour. We're going into the 12 o'clock hour. And on the other side, we're going to talk with CeCe Rogers. God bless.
Sign off, sir?
Yeah. We out.